Hi, boys and girls. I hope everybody is doing well, you and your family. And today I'm going to read a book about the frog life cycle. And this is science, and we are seeing animals. And before this is the book that we're going to read. It's called Frog Life Cycle. And this is the cover, this is the back of the book, and this is the spine of the book. In this book, we're going to find these vocabulary words that we're going to read. The first one is frog, life cycle, amphibians. The amphibians is a type of animal including frogs and salamanders that live on land and in water. Lungs are the organ used by animals and people to breathe air. Webbed means toes connected by folds of skin. And eggs, tadpole is a young frog also known as a polywood. And gills are a tadpole. We already said gills are the organ used to get oxygen from water when the animals are on the water. Froglet is a young frog that still has a tail. And glide is when to move when they move smoothly and easily. The animals move smoothly and easily. And the vocal sac is a special organ that the frog and male frogs have in their throat. And now we're going to start reading our story. And this is the story about frogs. And think about a frog and think how they look like and where do they live. And remember, they are called amphibians, like the vocabulary word. And this means they can live in water or land. Okay? And this is the book that we're going to read today. It's called Frog Life Cycle. And this is our book, and we're going to read it. And it's all about frogs. Rabbit. It's time to learn all about frogs and how they live and where do they live and what is the life cycle of the frog. Frogs can breathe with their lungs on land when they are on land. Frogs breathe through their skin underwater. Frogs belong to an animal group called amphibians. This type of animals spends part of its life on land and part in water. Did you see? Right here is the water. The frog parts. The frog has special parts called eye, nostril is the nose, ear that is close to the eye, skin, and foot. Here is a picture of a frog. Its eyes are on top of its head. This helps the frog to see above water. Its feet are webbed. This helps the frog to swim. Did you see? And frogs have big eyes. Did you see the big eyes here? Frog has webbed feet. But frogs do not start out looking like this way. Keep reading to learn about their fantastic life cycle. They are changing. The life cycle we can call also a metamorphosis of the frog or life cycle, because metamorphosis means changes. Egg to tadpole. A frog egg looks like this. If you magnify it, you can see it like this. but when they are in the water, they look like this, like a little dots. A frog begins its life inside an egg. Female frogs lay eggs in the water. Some laid 4,000 eggs at one time. Wow, it's a lot. Don't you think so? Close up. A newborn tadpole looks like this. Did you see? They have the body and the tail, long tail. After a few weeks, the egg hatch. Out swim tiny tadpoles come out. A tadpole does not look like a frog at all. It has a long tail and no legs. No legs. Fish and clams and tadpoles all have gills. These are the gills, a special part that they can breathe underwater. The tadpole cannot leave the water. He cannot go outside the water. It behaves kind of like a fish. It breathes through gills. This is at the tadpole grows, its lungs grow too. Lungs will help it to breathe air. But the time passes and the tiny tadpole gets bigger and bigger. When it is about 7 weeks old, it grows little back legs. Did you see the little back legs here? One here and one in the other side. This is a back leg, but they are very tiny at the beginning. Chapter 3, Froglet to Frog. This is a front leg. Did you see? First, he has the back legs. The tadpole changes a little each day. When it is about 10 weeks old, it grows tiny frog legs. Remember when they have 7 weeks, it has the back legs. Now they have 10 weeks and now they start growing the front legs. But the frog is still changing. This older froglet has a very small tail. Did you see it's getting shorter and shorter? And this is very short. After about 3 months, the tadpole turns into something called a froglet. It looks a lot like a frog, but it still has a tail. Every day, the tail gets smaller until it's gone. A frog's skin looks like this, but there are in many colors. One day the tail is all gone. Wow! About 4 months after hatching, the froglet is finally a grown-up frog. A frog can jump 20 times the length of its body. Imagine that it's like this, 20 times one up and up and up and up until you count 20 times. Hop, hop, hop. Now the frog is ready to live on land as well as in the water. Because on earth it breathes through lungs, and in water it breathes through its skin. Let's look at the life cycle review, okay? The first day, a female frog lays an egg in the water, and this is the egg. 2 weeks later, a tadpole hatches, it grows and changes. In 3 months, a tadpole turns into a little froglet. In 4 months, a froglet turns into a grown-up frog. A frog's life cycle lasts about 4 months. Do you remember the 4 main parts? Take a peek. Remember the 4 parts of the frog. What it has in the head? What has in the front of the head? And what about with its body? Okay, a frog like this can live up to be 10 years old. Can you imagine 10 years and they live 10 years? Wow, I didn't know that. But not all the frogs are like this. There are tiny, tiny frogs that you see your little pinky finger and your nail there. There are that size little frogs like that, but there are big frogs too. One that is the biggest one is the Goliath frog, and is as big as a cat. And sometimes they call also a bullfrog that is very, very noisy. And but let me show you the Goliath frog. All grown up. Oh my. Frogs come in all different sizes. Some are as small as a cricket. Others are as big as a cat. Did you see? Look at the body. Its body is big. And this is the Goliath frog. It's the biggest one of all. But there are many different kinds of frogs of different colors and and they live in different parts of the world. Like this one is a tree frog. This is a tomato frog. It looks like tomato. This is a golden leaf folding frog. And this is a poison dart frog. Did you see? It's blue, bright blue. All the frogs that are very bright, the colors that they have, those are poisonous. And most of them, they live in the jungle. And but right here, we don't have poisonous frogs. In Texas, we don't have those. Frogs come in lots of colors too. Many are green, but others are red, yellow, and even bright blue and orange and yellow. Oh, many colors, many, many colors. And look at this. Look at this. Wallace flying frog. Look, it looks like it's flying. There are 4,000 different kinds of frogs in the world. There are even flying frogs. Well, sort of. They live from trees and glide. Do you remember the word glide? To the ground so smoothly. When they move so smoothly and easy. Did you see? Look at the legs. It's not reason that they look like they are flying. There is another characteristic of the females frogs, the males. The males usually are smaller than the females, but the males have a special sac, a vocal sac that is this. This is called this vocal sac. Did you see? Gray tree frog. And they, listen, what do you think they use those for? Right, to make the big noises that they make, and also to call the females. They like to find females and they like to use their vocal sac and also the noise that it makes. Lots of frogs make noises. Some males puff up their throats like the little balloons. Then they sing. And this is a fantastic word about frogs. And I'm going to ask you some comprehension questions. And these comprehension questions are, can you name and describe two parts of a frog? Yes, the eyes, the nostrils, the ear, and the legs. Good. Can you share three facts about tadpoles? Remember? Where do they live? How do they look like? Number 3, can you retell the 4 main parts of steps in a frog's life cycle? Remember? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Yes, egg, tadpole, froglet, and frog. Perfect. Can you think of 3 words to describe a frog? Remember, there are many colors, but you can find something. Yes, big eyes, good. Many colors, yes. The females make a noise. Males make a noise with the vocal sac. Yes. Perfect. Good. Now And for homework, you're going to do, you're going to draw a frog, and you're going to put all the parts that you remember, and also you're going to do two sentences that talking about the frogs, what you learn about the frogs. Or you can make a sentence like, frogs have big eyes, and frogs have frogs can breathe in water through the skin and breathe on land through their lungs. Perfect. You can make your own sentences and send them to your teacher through Class Dojo. Okay? Bye. See you next time.